Good evening. Ed Kirkpatrick. Thanks for dropping in on us. Boop. It's story time, and also it's time to clean some pistols. Yeah, pistols. And well, let's get more technical than that. It's time to clean some revolvers. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna clean some revolvers. Because I'm old school and I like my revolvers. This in here is a double action revolver. Smith & Wesson model 29. Make my day. Clint Eastwood made that one famous on it. And this one right here is a single action Ruger revolver. What they call a Super Blackhawk. 44 mag as well. So we got to have some tools to do all this. First tool is going to be this. Hops number 9. Second tool, Hops number 9 bore cleaner. Now, getting this stuff here, chemicals here, these ain't tools, but when I shoot jacketed rounds in these boogers, I like to use copper killer. This stuff is expensive, and it's got a, sure it's daggone close good. It's got a warning on the label that says caution about the vapors. They will, let's just say this, you'll take a trip and never leave the farm if you breathe too much of that. Then when I shoot lead, which I like to do, especially in the old Blackhawk, I use this Barnes CR10. Yeah. Bottle been around. Look at all the spillage up here. Anyhow, that's what we're going to do tonight. We're also going to tell you about old Frank Townsend. Yeah, Frank Townsend, I seen him one day. Pull one of these boogers out, cock it, point it down at a man's foot, and shoot it. Now, first rule in handling guns is gun safety, so let's just talk about that. These are totally no bullets nowhere. Here we go again. Work that around there. Yep. In fact, there's actually no ammunition in this room. Anyway, so let's talk about cleaning your revolver. I took both of these out today to cabin land and popped off a few rounds at lunch. Started out with the Smith & Wesson model 29. 44 Magnum. I was shooting 240 grain jacketed hollow points over the shelf stuff. Over the shelf. So now we get into the tools we're going to need. We're going to need a gun brush. And on the tip of that gun brush, we've got Spud's dog hair. We have a copper brush. A little later on, we may run a cotton swab down it. We may not. We may just run some of these patches. These patches that come with these gun cleaning kits, they're made out of paper, they're total crap. But the best patch you can get is take an old t-shirt and cut it up. Little 2-inch squares. These are 3-inch squares. Cut it up in little 2-inch squares and it won't fill the hole. Put 2 more in it or whatever. Best for cleaning the bore. So, how we get started? Well, first thing we do, we made sure the gun was unloaded. And then the next thing you want to do is inspect the gun. Like I say, only do this with the cylinder open. Even though we know there's no ammunition there, it's just, it shoots you a light down that barrel and just see what you got going on. If you can't really see down the barrel, you take something white, like this here, patch cloth, put it down there at the bottom, and it'll let you see on down in that barrel. See, that's what I'm doing. I'm shining a light down that barrel. Y'all probably can't see, but then again, you may see something. You never know. Old light, best light made. So once you're pretty sure it's not obstructed, there's no dirt dauber nest or anything sitting down in it, what I do is take my old Hops number 9, take it up, hold the gun up like this, cylinder open, shoot me a shot down in there. Yep, I put my finger down here so I can feel it dripping. Yep, I feel it dripping. So I just take all that and rub it on the bottom plate here, move it around. Then I get my brush. Take my old brush, and I go up and down. Up and down. And most people will tell you, well, you ought to, you shouldn't go from the muzzle in. You should go from the forcing cone in there. You can't do that unless you got some kind of magic going on. And if you use an aluminum or brass rod, you ain't got to worry about scarred up this up here. That's what it is. It comes from way back when they used to have steel rods, and they would scratch. And anyway, so you just do this a few times. Anyway, old Frank Townsend, he had one of these old boogers. We'll do this here while we talk. And me and Keith Henry, he's a good friend of mine since passed on. We used to go duck hunting a lot. And I had an old boat back in them days. Had a 40 Yamaha on it. It was a 20-foot long John boat, big long John boat, wide too, wide as a Cadillac, wide as a 73 Cadillac. Anyhow, we was going down the river there on a duck hunting thing. The ducks just starting to move in. The first cold front of the year was fixing to roll in here. And we was looking forward to it. So we got together that Friday afternoon and said, all right, we're going to ride down the river to Point X here. And we know just less than a mile down the river, over that bluff, that swamp, them ducks going to be in there like by the thousands. We'll be right there on them. So we rode down the river that night and we camped out. And the weather was turning cold. It was misty rain, cold type thing, you know, like that fog in the air that freezes. It's kind of like that. Everything you had on you was damp. Anyhow, we managed to curl up and pull the boat on a sandbar. Managed to curl up in the boat there. Get us a little bit of rest. Got up next morning. Rode down the river. Went over the top of that daggum bluff. Got in there in the swamp. Man, them ducks was coming in. We were warm out. Warm out, had a good time. Yeah, man. That's a heck yeah. So we got our duck, got back to the boat and everything. Fired that boat up. Come on, go off. Come on, go off. Come on, go off. What in the hell's going on? After messing with that about an hour or so, I said, well, it's before cell phones and all that junk. I said, Keith, I guess we're going to have to float down the river to the Balls Ferry Landing. Call somebody from there, come get us. That's what we got to do. That's what we got to do. So that's what we did. Took our paddles and kind of sped it up, and Balls Ferry was about 20 miles. All right, after I've let this stuff soak in the barrel, I'm going to take one of these patches. I'm going to take my rod. I'm just going to jam it on down in here. You see how it comes out on the other end. Yep, we've got a little material there. I'm going to fold it again in half, make it tighter, and roll it down in there. Now, when you're using that brush, yeah, do make sure you, look at that, it's getting nastier and nastier. I'm going to fold it again 3/4. Make sure you use a brass brush so you won't, scratch up your rifling. That thing looking pretty good. Getting all kind of junk out of there. This was factory ammo. Just want y'all to remember that. Now I'm going to take another patch here and run it down the barrel. See what it's looking like. Oh, that's tight. Yep, we're coming out almost clean. I'm sorry. It's a little smudgy there. We'll do it one more time. We'll call that good enough for government work. That's what's wrong with the government now, ain't it? They pull up short. Just opinion. Okay, yeah, it's pretty much clean. Now, a few other things you want to look at when you're cleaning your gun. Your cylinders. I never put a brush in my cylinder, but I always run a few swabs through the cylinder. What you're going to find out, if you can picture the hollow cylinder here, the case is sitting here, and the bullet's sitting right there. And when this thing drops the hammer, explosion happens in the cylinder. And the case will slide back just a little bit, and some gas will escape from right there. And also, here in the front, when it's coming out of the tube here, there's a little bit of a jump between this and that. And that was what's called a forcing cone of the barrel. Okay, yeah, but let me show you something. When you close it up, turn the light on back here, you know you got a real good gun. If you get in this area and just see it, see just a little bit of jump right there. This is the area it goes, it jumps right there, just a little bit of an airspace. It has to be, because it just can't necessarily rub up against it. Gun gets hot, metal expands. Anyhow, so right here at this point, the bullet's coming out like a rocket with all this powder burning like jet fuel and all this pressure. It sends the bullet down the barrel, but what it also does when it comes out right here, them gases also escape. And what'll happen over time, and this is when you pick up a firearm in the old shop there and you're looking at it and you say, well, I wonder if this thing been shot a lot or not. Well, here's one way you can tell, brother. I'm going to pop that thing back open. I'm going to turn this thing over like this. And I'll figure out a way to hold this around where y'all can figure out what's going on. But anyhow, right back here, remember we had some flaming hot gases coming out. And right here we got a good bit of flaming hot gases coming out. So you take that gun there, and you shine your light up in there. You make it see a little line right about there. There's a line. Yeah. And what that line is where them gases escaped. Yeah, they can see it a little better. It started burning into that metal because it's hot. Same thing back on this end, but there ain't hardly anything going on down here. Gun's pretty tight when it locks up. It don't rock the trigger back. So if you check one out, look for that right there. This is what I always like to do, and I take me a toothbrush, squirt me a little hops on it, and I go to working on that area right there, cleaning that line off and everything. Yep. Actually, this part right here they call a strap, and what it does is over time you're actually weakening this strap, and this strap is part of what holds that cylinder in. If that strap gives loose, the gun's flying all apart on you. So always be sure you check that out. I done scrubbed it. I'm gonna take a piece of cloth right here, rub up in there, see if I can get that around that forcing cone good and clean. Yep. After you do all that, then you just come down to wanting to do some lubricating. Alright, so double action revolver like a Smith. We got the cylinder, and then we got the injector. See that little thing, that injector rod comes out? That's what throws the empties out so you can reload. Well, that injector rod needs a little bit of help too, because it's sitting all around these explosions, and it gets some gases and particles up in it. So a couple of drops of oil on that rod helps things. Also helps the cylinder spin. Oh, this is that. It's been pretty good. But it'll lock up quick too. That's a good old gun right here. Anyhow, you want to do that. Close the cylinder. Remember, we're totally empty. Then you want to work on your trigger here. Right in here in this spot. Think I'm lighting bad. Where the trigger folds back on a little rod. Bad shot. But anyway, you want to put a little oil right down there. And then when you get it all jacked open, down here in the guts of it, and you want to put a little oil down in there. Not much. You don't want it to be sticky. And then I just take an old cloth that's been around for 10 years. I keep it a old tin Maxwell House coffee can. It's actually made out of tin. Maxwell. I keep an old rag in there, and I'll wipe it all down. I probably ain't put no oil on that rag in 5 years. It's just that way. It just takes the fingerprints off, leaves a little bit of lubrication. Anyhow, so we was paddling down that dang river, you know, and weather was changing. It started sleeting, it started raining, it started sleeting again, it started snowing. We wet as daggone old dog, and we look up, come around the bank there, and there's Frank Townsend's cabin. He's got this cabin there in the woods. It's on a big high bluff bank where the river makes a hard turn up there. Made out of concrete block with a tin roof on it. And when you go past it a little bit, there's 3 poles in the water, telephone poles. You tie up to them, and then you got to get out, and you got to climb up that there bank. There ain't no steps. It starts out like this, and then gets like that, but it's tough. So we pull up there, man. The chimneys are smoking. You can see it. Man, let's go in there and see Frank a minute. Warm up. Maybe he knows what's wrong with his motor. So we stopped, got out, we went in there. They had a jukebox going. They actually had an old jukebox in this place. Concrete floor, concrete walls. Old gas lanterns hanging from the top. When I say gas, I'm talking about like, propane lanterns, commercial type, like a Coleman lantern. And big old wood stove there. A couple pots and pans and a couple counters over there. That's it. A bunch of chairs and couches just laying around in there. Dogs welcome too. One couch you get upset on, you get fleas for sure. That old dog had fleas. But anyhow, look at an old dog. Listen to Spuddy over there. Is he not tearing it up? Oh, no. Anyhow, we get out, we get up there. Of course, before we could get up there, Frank's looking down at us with a double barrel shotgun in his hand. What the hell y'all doing? Hey, Mr. Frank, it's Mr. Henry, Keith Henry. You know me, you know my dad, you know me. Yeah, Henry boy, what's going on? He said, we got in trouble with this motor, man. We got to take a break. We got to warm up. We about to freeze to death. Y'all get on up here. We'll get you warm. So we went on up there and went in the cabin in there, and 4 guys sitting in there. And air's just as thick as smoke. Just smoke. It wasn't from the fireplace. No, they was in there smoking pipes, smoking cigars, smoking cigarettes, smoking whatever. And they had a couple of quart jars sitting around with clear liquid with a peach in the bottom of it. Yeah, moonshine. Here, boys, take a sip of this. It'll warm you up. So, okay. I took a sip, Keith took a sip. Yeah. Get over here by the fire. Take all the stuff off over here. We'll hang it up over here so it dries. So we got in there and we got comfortable. Frank was a nice old feller. And got our jackets off, all the other crap you have on your waders, and we standing around that fire, man, getting warm, man. It's the best feeling you've had all friggin' 2 days. I was going to say muck a duck, daggum. Anyhow, we sitting there, we get all kind of warm up, we getting kind of fuzzy feeling, and Frank wants to know what's wrong with the motor. I said it starts and stops, it just won't go. What kind of mercury is it? I said, it's a Yamaha. He said, I don't work on Yamahas. You on your own, boy. I'm like, damn. Right? So he said, y'all mind, will you make yourself damn comfortable? We're just going to sleep all night long. The wind is rough. Y'all head out in the morning wherever you're going to go. If y'all want to, I'll take you to the road and call somebody. Yeah, Mr. Frank, thank you. We're sitting in there and there's a bag of tater chips, jalapeno Lays, being passed around. And right behind that was a little old quart jar with the peach in it. There's a guy in there named Bubba Renfro. He's a big feller. Man, he's a big boy. 6 foot, weigh about 400 pounds. Yeah, he's fat, but he was a big old fella before he got fat. So he's half muscle, half fat. Yeah, old Bubba Renfro was in there. He was over there chitter-chatting, talking. And then all of a sudden he'd go, whoa, mate, what? Oh, mate, my leg. So now let's talk about a old single action revolver. Yeah, cowboy revolver. How you gonna clean it? What do you do? Well, first thing you do, like we talked about a while ago, you make sure it is unloaded. And that we just did. It is unloaded. Nothing in there. Second thing you do is take the cylinder out. Yep. Because it won't flip out, so you gotta take it out. So let's do that real quick here. Like a magical thing, but I just know what I'm doing. Alright, cylinder's out. Then we did the same thing we did a while ago. Spray a little hot number 9 in there. Put a finger down here. Feel it dripping. Yeah, I got it good. Know it's good and coated. Take our rod. So I've got to reattach the wire brush because I had it off when I was pushing the swab through there. And I'm going to run this thing down the barrel a few times. Yeah. Anyhow, we was kind of shocked back, and he got kind of loud and boisterous, you know, saying, "My God, dang toes about to kill me, I tell you what." Frank popped up and said, "I wish you'd shut the heck up about your doggone toe." I've heard that crap all weekend. You need to get on that four-wheeler and get your butt to the road and have somebody come get you. He said, "I ain't hearing another daggum word about that toe." I'm moving like, "Oh, man." I'm sitting around there. Frank pulled out one of these. Hit behind his back. He was a big fella, too. Pulled it out. Opened it up. Made sure some shells was in it, and he just fit it right there on the little stool right by there where he was sitting. So now we're going to run some patches through here. We done brushed it real good. So we got to talking, and you know, Keith got talking about his dad, and them two knew each other real good back in the day and what have you. Take this brush off here where I can poke this patch through there. Conversation went on, and got up, and Frank asked if we'd go out there and get some more firewood and bring it in. We did. You know, he had a big old stack out there. You just have to take the tarp off of it. And, over there, a lot of crap coming out of that. And this is a hand loads here, too. Oh, yeah. Ooh, I see a lot of little shiny lead particles. So I may have to run some of that Barnes down in here. But if I'm seeing particles, that means it's taking it out, ain't it? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if y'all see the sparkly things on it. Probably not. But anyhow. Oh, Bubba Rainbow. God dang, man, my toe. That's all I'm gonna. Man, tell somebody to shoot that damn thing off. Frank said, "All right." Boom! That bullet hit that concrete floor, bounced off of it, and hit the wall over there and went straight through them concrete blocks. We couldn't find Bubba Renfro's toe. But Frank shot it off. I'm telling you. And blood started pouring out. Frank said, "Oh my God, oh me, oh. Keith, emergency room nurse, Keith said, "Hang on there, I'm a nurse. I'm gonna take, oh great, fix me up." Also, I just run a swab through the cylinder. Yeah, I've already done that. And then you just put the gun back together and go to lubricating all them parts. And you want to lubricate the little section right here that holds the rod that holds the cylinder in. They're known as a cylinder rod. Yeah, amazing. And your loading gate latch, loading gate latch, oil right there. Same here with the trigger mechanism, a little oil right here. Cock it on open. A little more oil in the transfer bar safety system. And you have cleaned yourself a gun. So keep getting down there. First thing he goes, "Ed, find the toe, find the toe." So I'm running around there looking for a friggin' toe. And Keith's over there and ripped a piece of something, I don't know if a curtain or what, wrapping it around Bubba's ankle so he won't bleed to death. trying to cut off some blood. Asking Frank if he had any baby powder, any kind of powder other than gunpowder. And he said, yeah, I got a can of that gold mine. I said, get it. Anyway, he sprinkled gold mine all over where he shot his toe off. Stopped that bleeding. Looked like a big old pile of biscuit dough that done turned red. And it was decided at that point we ought to stop passing that bottle around and get some rest, because we was going to have to take Bubba Renfro into town tomorrow. And the only way to get down there is on a four-wheeler. So we put Bubba Renfro on the four-wheeler and borrowed Frank's other four-wheeler and went up to the road and used Bubba's truck to take him to the hospital. They did some kind of skin graft on that toe, but he shot his big toe. He had the gout. And you know what Bubba had to say on the way to the hospital when Keith was driving the truck? He said, I don't know, but you know what, my toe don't hurt no more. Yeah. Yep, Bubba Renfro got his toe shot off by Frank Townsend. Ed Kirkpatrick, thanks for dropping in. Love y'all. God bless. Adios. Walk with Jesus.